You have mastered standard pins, and it's time to move into something a little bit more serious, and you choose the 1100 lock. A lot of us do, and that is why it is a big milestone lock in Locksport. Now, it does have spool pins, it has serrated pins, and it is fully guttable, so you can actually progressively pin this one if you still have trouble picking it. But what happens when you've spent hours and hours trying, you've progressively pinned it, and you just can't get past a certain amount of pins? Well, fear not, my fellow Locksporters, because I think I know why you're having trouble. By the end of this video, hopefully I will have given you the last bit of information you need to get your 1100 finally open. And let's get into it. A big reason why you may not be able to get your American 1100 picked is because you may be just over picking the lock. If you take a look at these pins inside of the core here, they are almost all already at the shear line. These are just the key pins. I've only installed the key pins in here, and every single one of them is so high in the chamber that you're barely having to pick any of the drivers to get them to the shear line. I can't even put them in here to show you the pin interactions because they'll just fall out. That's how much these key pins stick up. So you can see it's just this tiniest little, maybe you would catch one serration on this pin. As far as the other pins, it doesn't matter if there's spool pins in here or serrated pins. You're probably not even going to hit a serration on any of these ones. Maybe number 3, maybe. The other ones, you're probably not even hitting a single serration on those pins, let alone having to even set a spool pin. So even though this is full of security pins, you're not actually even picking a single security pin in this specific pin lineup on this lock. That's not saying they're all like that, but a lot of them are going to come out like this. You know, it can make it very easy to pick, but when you have it in your mind that it's full of security pins and then you're trying to feel that inside of this lock, you're not going to feel anything, and it's going to be very confusing to you. So let's have a look at the next thing. I want you guys to take a look as I push this plug follower back and kind of let loose this very first pin. That pin barely breaches the shear line. Okay, it barely moves. Taking a look from the front, you can see how it barely comes up out of the chamber. And the reason for that is the spring inside of this is completely compressed. It definitely doesn't stick up past the shear line. If you take a look, you can't even see the spring coming up. The pin barely comes up over the shear line. These springs are usually really compressed, and so it makes it very hard to feel any type of feedback, and it makes it really hard to pick these locks. Check your springs and make sure that they are a little bit more springy than what you saw here. They are definitely not worthy at the moment. Okay guys, so these two simple things could really cause such trouble when picking this American lock. To solve your spring problem, you can just simply take your spring and kind of give it a little stretch it out a bit. Then it's a little bit longer and you can put it back into the lock. The spring should not be compressed like that. So if you have one that is compressed, go ahead and try to either get fresh springs. You can get springs from CLK Supplies, or you can just give them a little stretch and put them back in the lock. And then the next time around, you'll be able to feel the feedback a lot better. I know that was just two very easy, simple things that could be going wrong in the 1100. And I know that you think it's probably nothing, but I'm going to tell you guys, those two things make a huge difference when picking this lock. So I hope all this helps you out. If you know any other tips and tricks for the 1100, or you know something additional and you want to add it to this video for other people to see later, leave it in the comment section. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for some more Locksport content. Also remember, I have memberships on my channel now. Click the link in the description of this video. And I'd like to give a huge shout out to my current channel members. All right, everybody, good luck on your 1100, and till the next time, take care.